Hello everyone and welcome back to SnowRunner. On today's episode we're going to be helping out the oil company. The flood has destroyed their factory and they can't operate anymore. So we're going to take them a oil tanker and we're going to run it up here to the factory, and we're going to take them some bricks and some metal planks as well. So this is going to be a long mission. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick with the trip with the oil tanker because I haven't done a whole lot of these, so there is a chance that I'm going to dump this thing in a very, very bad way, and if that happens it'll be funny for you to watch. I do kind of know how to drive these things. I've never driven a giant oil tanker like this, but I have driven trucks that have trailers before. So I kind of know how to take the turns and all that kind of stuff. But that being said, I haven't driven in anything close to these kind of conditions. So this will be fun to watch and fun to try to do. I have tried to map out the easiest path that I could find to give myself the best chance for success. But we'll see what happens. And then once I deliver this, I've got to go back and pick up bricks from the warehouse, and I've got to pick up metal planks. So I'll probably grab a trailer and do all of that in one time, and we'll kind of skip ahead through some of the driving of that so the video won't be so long. I mean, I'll keep it in the video, but I'll just speed up time or something. I don't know, I'll figure out what I'm going to do. If you're watching this, you'll soon find out what I did. But as of the time of actually doing this, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Most likely I'll speed up time or something so you can still see the drive, but it won't take forever to get there. Now if I happen to be talking while I speed up time, maybe it'll make me sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks or something. That might be fun. So far this has been a fairly easy drive. The most important thing is you got to make sure that you take the turns very wide so that you don't end up dropping the trailer off the side or running it over the guardrail or slamming it into rocks or anything like that. It's pretty basic stuff. It's not that complicated. Just remember, you always want to go wide on the outside of every turn, because if you go normal like you would if you weren't hauling a trailer, when you go to turn, the trailer's going to drift over and you're going to hit the telephone poles. But other than that, there's not a whole lot to really know about doing it. It's fairly easy to do. You also need to know you're not going to stop as quickly when you're hauling a heavy weight. Now, I don't know if it's like that on the game, but I know in real life it's like that. Make sure I can get by this. I think I got the clearance. Yeah, I think I'm good. Okay, just keep on rolling. I don't anticipate there being any major problems with delivering this tanker, but you never know. I mean, you're talking to the guy here that has flipped trucks on this game on level ground. Don't ask me how I do it, but I've flipped things when there's no reason I should have flipped them. And I've done some missions where literally I'll get right to the spot where I'm supposed to deliver and then hit a bump or something and the damn truck tips over. You want to talk about frustrating. I mean, I'm already there, you know what I mean? I picked up the stuff, I drove all the way across the map, and then I wipe out right where I'm getting ready to deliver. That's terrible. Now I'm hauling this with the Azaz. The reason I chose to do that is because this is the best truck I can find as far as not getting stuck. Now there's new trucks that I'll be getting later as I move forward to other places which will be more capable. But I had the Paystar and I went to Russia and sold it to get this. And this is a very capable, very badass truck. The only problem with the Azaz is it doesn't win any speed records. It is not a fast truck, but it is very, very difficult to get this thing stuck. It is a beast, and I absolutely love it. I look forward to getting some of the faster trucks, though, to make the missions go a little quicker. Yeah, I got that. I was worried there that I was going to go off the edge because there wasn't a whole lot of room. As long as I don't run into any really bad pinch points with rocks and stuff here, I should be golden. Because so far I've had enough room to take the outside and not really have to worry about wedging the trailer or crashing the trailer or anything like that. And when I looked up the route on the map, when I marked it out, I picked this way because it looked pretty open and pretty easy. There was another way I could have went that was a little bit shorter, but it went up through a mountain pass, and that mountain pass is kind of sketch. Now this part here is going to be a little interesting. I'm going to kind of try to make sure that I can see what I'm doing here. If I can go far enough over to the left here, I should be good. Am I going to make that? That's close, but I think I got it. Just got to turn into it and let it roll out. There we go. I am literally riding the guardrail to make that turn. But we got her. She is done. I think that's the worst spot on this run with this trailer. I think everything else after that is going to be kind of golden. Am I going to get past this pole? It's kind of a tight little squeeze. Come on, baby. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Now I have a little bit of mud here, and then it'll be back to the pavement. And should be smooth sailing from here. So that is wonderful. Now I'm going to have to go back to the garage after I drop this trailer off, because I'm going to need to put a bed on it so that I can hold all the stuff. So what I'll probably do is just recover the truck so I don't have to drive back, because I'm going to have to go to two different spots. I got to go all the way back to town to pick up the metal planks, and I have to go to the warehouse to get the bricks. So what I'll probably do is recover back to the garage, put the bed on here so that I can carry the stuff, and then I will drive to town and pick up the metal. Drive back through, because I'll be driving right by the garage again to get to the warehouse. And when I get back to the garage, I will pull in there and buy a trailer and pick up the bricks as I go through. That way I can do all one trip after this. That's the plan, at least. We'll see how it works out. But we have delivered this. Now this trailer I don't think is going to disappear until I finish the mission. So what I'm going to have to do is make sure. Maybe I got to pull into this thing first and then it takes it off. There we go. Okay, so it did not disappear. So what I'm going to have to do is kind of try to park it out of the way so that I can get back in here with the other trailer. Now this is going to look like I'm messing up, but I'm not trying to pull it into the bay. I'm trying to park it over here beside this other one a little bit so that it's out of my way. So that will do. Now I'm going to recover back to the garage. That way I can put the other bed on here. I go down here to frame add-ons, and we'll go with the sideboard bed. I kind of like the sideboard bed better than the the flatbed. I like the way the flatbed looks, but I don't know if it's realistic or not, but it feels to me like I have a little bit better security with the sideboard bed, like it isn't going to drop my stuff if I kind of get a little sketch and tip a little. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if it has any more protection against that than the flatbed does, but that's just kind of the way I feel about it. So I don't know. I figure it makes me feel a little more secure and confident and not dropping the load, so why not use it? Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we are headed to town to pick up this metal. So I'm going to speed up time a little bit here to make this trip go faster, and then I'll get back with you when we get to the place to pick up the metal. We are coming back into town now, and we'll be picking up the metal planks here. And I kind of did the undoable. I made the Azaz a super fast truck. That was pretty neat. So once we pick up this metal, we're going to be heading back to the garage to get a trailer to put the bricks on. And then we'll be headed up to the warehouse to fill them up. I have hit these dumpsters so many times. I think I got it this time though. I'm surprised they still leave them there. I have knocked them out of the way I don't know how many times. Okay, so we're loaded down with metal. Now we just have to make our way back, what we just did, all the way back over to the garage again. Once we do that, I will be back with you and we will get ourselves a trailer. We are pulling back into the garage. I'm going to go over here to the trailer store and pick up a trailer, unless I have one already. I don't see any. I think I sold the one I had. So we'll pick up another one. We can always just sell it again afterwards. So we'll pick up another one of the, probably the sideboard trailers. Let's see. Yeah, this one here is what I want. Okay, we'll buy this. And then we will head up to the warehouse to pick up the bricks. It'll be interesting to see how good the Azaz pulls with all of this weight on it. Because right now it's got the metal pipes, which are heavy. And then I'm going to add 2 pallets of bricks onto that as well. So that's going to be really heavy also. So we'll see if it slows it down at all or if it just keeps on trucking. But I will see you when I get there. Alright, we are pulling into the warehouse now to pick up the 2 pallets of bricks that we need. And that should be everything to finish this mission. So all we have to do is load up. I'm going to go around the back here because it's going to be hard to turn this thing around. So if I go around the back and come out facing the exit, that'll be a much wiser way to do it, I think. Sometimes you got to work smarter, not harder, right? So then all that's left after this is just to deliver this stuff over to the factory. And it will be job done. And then the factory will be back up and running. And they can get back to producing oil and all that kind of stuff. Now at some point I'm going to have to take that big oil platform over to the drilling site, I think, so that they can actually start to drill again. But this is the factory that processes what they drill. I guess it's a refinery. And we got to get that up and running first, I guess. So we're going to mark out the route here. This here is going to be the test of the Azaz pulling power through nasty stuff. The majority of this is going to be fairly easy, but there is one super sketchy section where I go through the swamp, and it's going to be a boggy mess. I'll show you on the map right here. This area is swamp. That's where I pulled that oil tanker out of. That is a nightmare up through there. And right now I'm hauling metal and I'm hauling 2 pallets of bricks. That is a hell of a lot of weight. So if this gets stuck, it's going to be very difficult to get it unstuck. So we're going to stay with this all the way through to the factory, because I'm going to be very anxious to see how this thing does going through that swamp. Because the road leads literally right into the water and the mud and the muck. So if I stick to the road the whole way, it's going to be very difficult to get through. Now, I don't know if there's any way I can kind of cheat the system and go a little bit through the trees or a little bit off-road or something to kind of skip that. That's something I'll have to determine once I get there and get a look at it. Because I've only been there to pull that trailer out. I haven't been there a whole lot yet, so I don't really know that area very well. But if there's a way to cheat it, I'm going to cheat it. Because I don't want to get this stuck. So you guys had it all sped up and all that kind of stuff for you. But this took a hell of a long time to get all this stuff together. And get back over here. This Azaz is slow. So we're coming up to the swamp, and as you can see, it is nasty. Look at that. So I gotta try to pull all this through there unless I can find an alternate route. So I'm gonna drive up here close to the water and kind of look around and see what I can do. If I head straight for that blue dot, that's where the road is. Over there is where it comes out, somewhere over there. I'm gonna try to kind of cheat and go through here. maybe it'll be a little bit easier than going through the main mud and water. There's still some nasty here that I got to try to get through, but well, that game plan did not work. I think I'm stuck already. Alright, we're going to winch, try to pull ourselves free. I think this is a sound strategy. I think this is going to work once I get going. I just hit a little bad spot there. But I think I'll be able to roll right around this and pretty much avoid all of that soup. Unless I get hung up on these trees. That'll be the only issue. Because this thing does not turn very well either. If I can kind of push my way through maybe, or... yeah, I can push right over that tree. What about this one? No, that one ain't going nowhere. Okay. So I will back this guy up and try to angle a little better to get through there. Come on. That's got her. And I should be able to pop right back over onto this road. I don't know if I can make that turn though. And that's kind of sketchy too. Okay, what we're going to do is we'll back up. And I'm just going to totally avoid that turn. And I'm just going to go to the left side of this tree instead. And we will be right back on the road and headed towards the factory. That worked wonderfully. I got stuck once in the beginning. But I managed to get my way back out of it. I got to get rid of all these damn dots. That drives me crazy when they don't disappear because the ones in front of you don't show up, and plus I don't like the fact that it's pointing the wrong way and everything. It bugs me. I got to back up a little bit to get rid of this dot. Okay. Now we're in business. Now we can actually head for the blue dot because it'll be the proper place to go. Sometimes you put those dots on the screen and you lay out a nice course, but for whatever reason the computer gets confused and it sends you all over hell in creation. Not even in the direction you're supposed to be traveling. I don't know what's up with that. It's some kind of glitch or something. But I've actually driven the complete wrong way, thinking that I was heading towards the dot, because that's where it told me to go, and I got to where it told me to go, and it wasn't where I wanted to go. So now I kind of try to check the map once I lay out the course to make sure that it's marked out right, and it doesn't do anything weird on me. But you'll have that every once in a while. I mean, it's still a brand new game. It just came out, so it's going to have, some bugs. Little glitchy parts here and there, but they'll get ironed out and fixed as we go. A lot of people get really pissed off about that, and I get it, because I come from a time also where games worked when they came out. It wasn't like it is now where everything's all glitchy and screwed up all the time, and you just have to wait for patches and updates and all that kind of stuff to happen. Back in the day when a game came out, it was done. It was finished. And it worked. You didn't have any problems. Now, there are all kinds of reasons why you have the problems you have now with games. I don't know which ones are true and which ones aren't. I can't tell you with any degree of certainty or any kind of expertise or knowledge why the majority of the games that come out today are all glitched out all the time. Now this game is a lot better than most. The co-op has a lot of problems still. A lot of bad things are going on in the co-op. That needs to be worked out and fixed. But the base game, the story mode, I haven't had too many problems with. I've had a couple things here and there, but nothing major, nothing game-breaking. I think the majority of the problems this game has is in the co-op, which is like the online version where you can play with other people. But some people say that The reason why games have so many glitches when they come out now is because there's so many different platforms and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if that makes a difference or not, to be honest with you, because if you're making a game for multiple platforms, it's not like you're making one game that'll play on every platform, to where you might run into issues if you're playing on the wrong platform. You're making a game specifically for the platform you're releasing it on. So aren't you making multiple versions of the game? One for PS4, one for Xbox, one for PC? I don't know if that's the way it works or not. I'm asking. But overall, this game has definitely been worth the money to me, and I am having an absolute blast playing it. It is a really fun game. So we are delivering now all of the stuff, and that will be job done, and they can get their refinery up and going again. And we have once again saved the day. And there it is. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And until I speak to you again, love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do I. Bye-bye.